disappointment.
I'm sorry. So I think this point can piggyback off of what you were just saying. So there are a lot of people in this movie.
So many
it's a
people.
lot. It's a lot of people. And I was watching something recently just talking about the history of the animated series and how when they were making that show, because there's so many X-Men, they decided to focus on just a certain group of X-Men and then have, cameos here and there. But the main stories would focus on these particular characters that they've chosen. And I feel like with these movies, you still don't get an idea of who the core group is going to be because they're introducing so many people and trying to have so many different stories. And it's like, no, you guys need to decide who we're following, who's going to be our X-Men, who are the people, because Marvel has a lot of characters. The X-Men have a ton of characters, but I just feel like there's really no one you can really gravitate to and say, oh, this is the main group of people, because they've had full out arcs, they've had full out ups and downs, and have come to a certain point at the end of the movie. So for me, the movie overall was very mediocre because people didn't have stories. They didn't have clear.
They were just in the space.
It was just in there. It was just in there.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, go.
Well, and it's also the DNA of the X-Men story has been sort of ripped out of it, right? Like, it's supposed to be a story about racism. A story, the X-Men is just a racism story. That's all it is. And that's
exactly. A racism and discrimination story. And it's continue to marginalize the people of color within a story about marginalized people.
Yes, exactly.
It takes away from the story. It makes it ridiculous. You have put a white male character to be kind of this central person that you feel sorry for, which his story is compelling because they've made him have this Jewish Holocaust background story. But I mean, at the end of the day, visually we know who Michael Fassbender is, we know his background, and we know how that looks and is portrayed, and it's just it's inauthentic. And I will say the same thing for not for Storm, but for Mystique. You have this character who she's supposed to be a hero. She's supposed to be someone that mutants look up to, and she's looks like a blonde white woman the whole entire movie. That makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It's not who she is. It's not the character.
It's not the character.
Her whole thing is that, and they tried to put that in the script of oh, I don't want to be representative. And it's like, no.
Yeah, but that doesn't even make any sense. And it takes away from the continuity that you've created in your other films.
Yeah.
Where in X2, I think it was 3, which is not a good movie. Yeah. But when she gets shot with the stuff, and then she actually is human looking.
Right.
That was such a...
It was so sad.
It was really sad because she did not play that. She did not show this... I don't know. It's hard to even explain it, but it's just that's not Mystique to me. Jennifer Lawrence is cool, but she's not cool in this, and she obviously seems like she doesn't even like
doing the role. She hated the whole time I was watching her. I was like,
you don't want to be here.
Yeah, it's girl, you're not. You're getting paid for this.
Millions off to somebody else because you don't want to do this role.
Give it to somebody who wanna like it. And I don't understand. She sucks out the energy of her scenes. Her presence. Killed. That's why I said I was so obsessed with the kids, because I felt like the kids, they all seemed like they really wanted to be there.
They were ready.
They were ready to go.
Fresh faces. We're in a big budget
They were
movie.
in it. I loved them late in the movie, especially the role that they played in the big. I just was this is great. And then everybody, literally, I felt like everybody else was phoning it in. I felt like Beast was phoning it in. I felt like everybody
because I don't know if it's because that they feel oh, our time has ended. We're passing it on to another crew. So. And Beast had nothing to do. I don't know what he was doing
in
there.
These movies.
I don't even know.
And also, that's another character who, the blue characters, especially in the comics and the show and stuff, they represent something very specific because they're not cute, Michael Fassbender, whatever, how, he's discriminated against, but he's still a white dude, a handsome white dude.
That
Beast, you know what I mean? He can't hide
he's
it.
Black people, you can't take this
off.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's what the story is supposed to be about. Why aren't we talking about, I don't understand why they keep skirting around this topic where, okay, cool, if you have cool powers where you can, shoot ice or whatever, and and it's like, oh my god, it's so bad because what if somebody sees it? It's like, what if you just like live like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if that, like, that's the movie I want to watch. And it's just also like, why, like, I don't understand, like, the destruction porn. Like, this is like the only franchise that literally does not need destruction porn. Like, the stories are very small, they're very contained, like, the impact is very big with that. Like, X2 is a really good example of that. It was so contained. Like, that's one of my favorite superhero movies because it's so contained, it's high stakes, even though everything isn't exploding. Like, all that destruction was just, I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, these are thousands upon millions of lives, and then at the end they're just like joking around together, like Magneto, and I'm just like,
and it's like,
what?
Again, and you're so right about these stories being so contained, and they're so I guess like inner stories, and emotional stories, and you're not getting any of that.
No, it's been stripped from
like
it. It's like, it's not even X-Men anymore.
The fact that Xavier could have killed all the people on the face of the earth without destroying a building is something that could have really been played up. That could have really been a thing. But still, like, if you had to do nuclear weapons and destroy all these buildings and take all, like, it just was so unnecessary.
I agree.
And
that scene could have been the end. Like, I really liked that scene. That could have been the end. Because it was really scary to me. Like, I was like, that's really scary. Like, why don't they do it to where they're trying to, like, all the students are trying to, like, keep, you know, Xavier from getting taken so that he could be used to, and then
so
also,
he doesn't. That would have been so cool, and that would have been high stakes, but not destructive. That would have been X-Men to me.
Yeah, that would have been felt, because it's showing the impact of powers.
Right.
Like, the Apocalypse, like, and then that's a whole other thing. But, like, the problem with that character is that, and then the whole sequence, it's just destruction, and it's not showing sort of the specialness or the nuances of these characters. Like, if you, like, this movie, and you put it next to Batman v Superman or Man of Steel, they're all, like, the endings are exactly the same, so you're not even being able to distinguish the franchises, and it's especially hard because X-Men is kind of like Spider-Man, in that these are like, the stories that happen in X-Men can only happen in X-Men, right? Like, you can have a Captain America story that could happen in an Iron Man story or whatever, like, it's all sort of shared universe, but, like, Spider-Man stories can't be shared and X-Men stories can't be shared. Like, you can't get them anywhere. So why take that opportunity and make it to where it's just another explodey film? Like,
can you honestly tell me what was so different from this movie and Days of Future Past? Like, really tell me, like, the ending of the movie, what was different? Because wasn't that the same thing that Magneto did last time, where he almost, like, blew something up? And
it's the same arc.
It's the same. Yeah. So,
I don't know. And then Jubilee. Oh my God.
I wrote it down here. Jubilee does nothing.
I was like, surely we're not. I was like, okay, she's gonna show up, right? Like, she's gonna show up in the poetic vow.
She looks cute and does nothing.
She looks
absolutely
so cute.
She flips her hair in a car, and that's it. She does nothing.
Why tease? It's so. And she's not even in the end scene.
I was watching our other video when we were talking about Jubilee, and you're like, Jubilee is window dressing. I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
It's like they watched the video, they already made the movie, but it's like they did everything we said that they shouldn't do.
I was mad. I was just like, she's gonna come up, like, she has to. Like, it's a great time. Her power is really good fit for this. She'll go out and, you know, do her thing.
Why wasn't she with everyone else when they were?
I know. She was a part of the car group that went to the car. Why didn't she
go to the place and save everybody? All right, thank you. People of color pushed aside. Not even in storylines. Okay, speaking of people of color pushed aside, can we talk about Storm, please?
No, but it's so sad. She looks so good. Looks
let's talk about Alexandra Shipp first.
Okay, yeah.
Because I actually completely agree with you. I liked her performance as Storm.
Yeah.
I liked her look as Storm. I thought she looked really, really cool when they did give her little things very, very minuscule things to do. I liked her accent. She sounded Kenyan-ish to me. So I liked it. I liked what she was doing with that.
She didn't have anything to do. She was downgraded.
Okay, so here's my main beef with Storm's story, if you can even call it that. She meets some random blue guy. Random blue guy lets him into where she's living.
Yeah.
Like, after he just, like, killed some dude. Yeah. Like, okay, all right, Storm, cool. And then, like, follows him random. Like, what is her motivation for following? What's her motivation?
What's any of their motivations?
Why is she doing what she's doing? Why? Like, I just was watching, like, why is she doing?
Or even Olivia Munn, like, why?
Like, it's just like she meets some person, he like does some magic thing or superpower thing, and they're like, I know who you're looking for. What? Like, no resistance, no nothing, no struggle, no nothing. Okay, cool.
She doesn't talk either.
Nothing. Like, that's the key word of this movie. Nothing. When it comes to the certain female characters and certain people of color, nothing. Just nothing. Like,
yeah.
It's
crazy. It's just such.
They're wrong.
It's just the wrong story. Like, I feel like, it's just there's so many stories to choose from.
One thing that bugs me is that, so with Scott and Jean, you see something that I feel the kind of core group of X-Men always have this issue where they have, especially the younger crew, is that they have powers that are so powerful they can't control it.
Right.
Jean has Phoenix and her powers, which she can't control. Scott couldn't control, his blaster things. Like, I'm not sounding like, but with Storm, she is the same type of person. She's so powerful. She can control, like, her powers are amazing. She can, like, be in different realms of being. Like, she can be in space and she can manipulate so much. And her character is one of those characters who, when she first got with the X-Men, she couldn't control it. She was so powerful.
Right.
And she, there's so much layeredness to her character that we're not seeing. But I feel like we could have easily been able to put little pockets of how she was struggling with her power and why she was chosen. She was chosen because she's so powerful. Exactly. And you don't get that. The only person you see is chosen because of how powerful they are is Magneto. Period. End of story. Everyone else is just like
around.
That's it. Like Archangel, you don't even know that he's Archangel. Like you don't even know because they don't give you anything.
Don't say anything about him.
So why put all these characters in there if you're not going to give us anything to care about?
And then kill Angel off, like.
Right. Like, this is not right.
No.
I mean, I know
that would have been a good.
Out about it.
No, it's true. Like, that would have been a good story too. Just like if you have them young, have us experiencing them get their power, like really dig into that, like make it.
Because we got that with Scott.
Yeah.
We got that with Scott. We even get that with Jean.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we get that with Storm? Like, and what if you see the end of the movie and they're all there together, which was the scene that you liked? For me, I was like, y'all look cool, but I don't understand how y'all are connected.
Yeah.
How are you a team? What did you do? What?
How are you chosen of all the people?
How?
Yeah.
Because Storm, whole time they were fighting Apocalypse, you were hovering in the oh my god.
She didn't even do anything in the fight either. It was bad. She was just like sitting in the corner, and then like I don't know. It's just there was just too many storylines, and my biggest, I think, like to wrap up, like the biggest thing I have is just that it's not an X-Men movie. Like it wasn't an X-Men movie. Like the DNA of what the X-Men are about was just like stripped away so it could be sort of like, and I knew it, like when you didn't see the previews, but I saw it, I was like, this doesn't feel like an X-Men movie, this just feels like an explodey crazy movie, and it's just like, and
which everything feels that way nowadays. Look at all these trailers and they look exactly the same.
Oh my gosh, I saw the Independence. I was like, oh, this is so
like, I don't know what
boring.
this is. I don't know what you guys are doing, but
people are going to start getting desensitized to it. Like, it just seems like in response to, especially if you want to respond to the way things are now. Like, I feel like people are way less afraid and are so super desensitized by these big explosions or whatever. But, like, people are way more scared, and it's way more creepy to talk about, like, the more intimate, like, the ISIS type stuff. Like, why aren't we doing stuff that's more isolated, people who are individuals, very motivated, stuff like that, other than, like, I'm upset, so I'm going to explode everything. Like, nobody, like, you watch it and it's happening, but you don't care because you're not connecting with any of it, and it's gonna stop being effective. Just like, movies are just gonna stop being effective if they keep doing this. Like, the Independence thing is ridiculous. Like, in the trailer, like, all of London's being destroyed, New York is being destroyed, and it's just like, at that point, it's like, why? What's the point? Like, what are we even doing? You know what I mean? Like,
why are we here?
Why are we here? Will Smith is not in
found some white guy to take over. Like, this is just, I can't. I'm not gonna talk about that.
That's for another show. But yeah, that's.
But there's definitely the similarities, right? So
I know, it's sad. It wasn't
really
a
horrible movie.
No, it wasn't X-Men. Bad. Like, I didn't feel like I wasted my money. Like, again, I just love being in that universe. I just love X-Men.
I just feel like it could be better. It could be so much more, and it could be beating Marvel with the kind of stories that they have in there. And
it's all there. That's what makes it frustrating. It's like,
we didn't even talk about the Wolverine scene that was in there.
Oh,
Spoilers,
yeah.
sorry.
The Wolverine scene. Yeah, I don't know. I
could have done without it.
I think that he just needed to be in every film.
He's like a thing.
Yeah, I don't. I just think they need to let it. I think part of it is just like, they need to just get rid of some of the older energy. I think they just need to sort of get, like, clean house and just literally make it like a fresh face. Like, these are our core 5. You know, Professor Xavier runs over them. Like, let's see them do stuff. Let's see them deal with growing up with their powers. Let's see them, you know, deal with, like, the small, like, the more contained supervillains. Like, literally, can we even talk about the fact that there's been so many movies and every single movie has the same villain, which is Magneto? Like, there's so many villains across the X-Men world, but literally for the last 10 years, it's only Magneto. Like, that's another huge problem. It's just like, why are we going to the same well?
Why are we doing this again? Why are we doing this again? My thing is, I don't think Apocalypse should have died or whatever happened.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have died at the end. Maybe that would have made it better for me.
Yeah. Too easy.
But they didn't even explain that very well. That beginning sequence was really cool, though. Like,
I like that too.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like the beginning sequence. I was like, can we just hang out here? This is awesome. Because it was different. I was like, I wanted to know about all of those mutants that were trying to protect him. Like, I wanted to know, like, what happened. Like, that would have been really cool.
That was really interesting. But I would have wished we would have got more of a backstory for him.
Yeah. Because they hated him, right? Like, that was the thing. Is like, he thought he was sort of like an amazing leader, and they were like plotting, and they succeeded, which I really liked. They like actually did it, basically.
Yeah, that was cool. That first sequence was cool. I liked Oscar Isaac's performance.
Yeah, I know people didn't like it. I thought it was fine. Yeah.
I just think the costume was just distracting.
It was very Ivan Ooze.
Yeah,
Power Rangers movie.
That's really what it was, and I also think that they should have just done CGI to make him bigger, which everyone has been saying, and I completely agree. Like, that Oscar Isaac is not a tall man already, so. But
you can't have it all, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, he gave a good performance. It was very chilling. The whole time I was watching it, I wasn't thinking of him in that role. I was definitely seeing this character, but I just, the writing wasn't very good and very strong, and it's like they don't care. Like, I just get this feeling of not caring about the story and it's another way to make money. You know, people are gonna go see it, but it made less than Days of Future Past so far. So.
And I don't know, like, I just haven't been having much fun with these last couple X-Men movies, which sucks. Since I feel like I wasn't crazy. I mean, because I am of the opinion that I sort of want Hugh Jackman out of there. I know I'm one of the rare people who think that, but I just. So we cut a little bit off, but I think we're basically done talking about this.
We're done. Like, rant over.
What would you give it out of 5 stars?
3.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2.75.
Yeah.
Because it was watchable, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't, like, unwatchable to where I would be like, I don't want to see this again, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I really liked the kids. So I hope that's the lesson that they learn out of it, is, like, more freaking Jubilee. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
She didn't even use her powers. Like, what are we doing here?
You didn't even see it. If you didn't know who she was, you wouldn't have known what she did, which is stupid. They could have at least, like, had her in a corner with whatever.
Yeah. I agree.
She looks great, though. Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching Black Girl Talk. Let us know what you thought about the movie in the comments below. We'll talk to you later.
And also, I want to end with saying, check out the content on BGN YouTube.
Yes.
Because there's so much other great content.
So many things. I mean, so
Vanessa,
many things.
who, like, reviews comics.
Yeah,
and
Torin, who
about
does
superheroes.
Then we have, like, comm coverage, all sorts of things.
Like, different interviews. Just check that stuff out.
Good stuff.
Really, really great stuff on, and we're trying to bring more to you guys. So.
Yes. All good things. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right.